Well, good evening, nonfiction branders. It's time for another edition of BOOKWARD BOUND, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And what am I talking about? I should be getting a new book done. And not only that, I should be getting it done by January 1st, 2021. And so how am I doing it? Well, I'm coming down here. I'm sitting down here on a Sunday night. And I'm actually moving that book forward one little step at a time for 301 consecutive days. In fact, I think tonight, oh man, I always mean to look this up. I think tonight is episode 134 of BOOKWARD Bound. It might be 133, it might be 134. It doesn't really matter. What does matter, or actually, yes, it's 134. So that means, I actually wrote it down last night. See, I am getting smarter in my old age. That means I have 167 days yet to go on this project. And I'm doing it because I made a promise to you and to myself to actually get stuff done. And so I'm going to actually get some stuff done. So tonight, I'm going to look at a section that is all about Jay Baer. And Jay Baer is a friend of mine who, if you don't know him, you should definitely get to know him because he's brilliant. He's really fun. He's really smart. He's written some fantastic books. And he's actually in this week's episode of the Nonfiction Brand podcast and last week's episode of the Nonfiction Brand podcast. Or I should say, he's in this week's episode and next week's episode, which premieres tomorrow. So I always have guests on for two podcasts. His first one was great. I think his second half conversation is even better because we go in deep on why he wears such funky, cool suits and why he gets so bored with a single topic, so much so that he has to write different books about different topics that are kind of related. But he's not just swimming in one lane. He's swimming every stroke in every lane in the marketing pool. And there's a reason for that. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is take you on over to Scrivener, which is the application I'm using to actually write this thing. And you can see in the section right there, there's Jay Baer. And unfortunately, that's a grayscale photograph because this will be printed in black and white. But let me tell you, it's as colorful and paisley and patterned as you can possibly make it. And that's part of his strategy that we're actually going to talk about tonight. And what I wanted to do is I've already written this, blah, 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 but I've got some notations in here that I need to listen to the podcast and grab a quote from him. And right before I came on, because I didn't want to waste a ton of time with you guys just watching me go, what quote do I want to do? I found it in the GarageBand recording, and I hope I have this set up right because I'm not exactly sure I have with system audio, but if I hear it, you should be able to hear it too. So let's see. I'm going to be actually transcribing what he's saying in real time right now.
What everybody books about customer experience, he's like, what everybody else does is they pick a top.
What everybody else does. What? Oops. And I want to make this italic. What everybody else does is they pick a topic.
And they write 11 books about that topic over 20.
And they write 11 books about that topic over the next 20 years.
Over 20 years, you write a different kind of book every 3 years.
You, Jay, I should go write a new book every 3 years.
how come? And I'm like, because I get bored.
How come? Because I get bored.
Bored. Because I'm interested in a lot of things, but
I'm interested in a lot of things.
From a personal brand standpoint.
From a personal brand standpoint.
That can actually get to be a little bit problematic, which is one of the
personal brand that can get to be a little problematic. Let me just go back a little bit.
Problematic, which is one of the reasons why
Hold on.
That can actually get to be a little bit problematic.
That can actually get to be a little bit problematic.
Problematic, which is one of the reasons why I try.
Which is, oh, hold on. I lost my. Which is one of the reasons I try.
Problematic, which is one of the reasons why I try and stick to.
One of the reasons why I try and stick to.
I try and stick to my knitting, no pun intended, with
my knitting, no pun intended, with my, I think he says suits or something.
Pun intended, with the suit thing, right?
With the suit thing, right?
With the suit thing, right? That I'm always wearing the plaid suit when I'm in public.
Oop. That I'm always wearing the plaid suit.
I'm always wearing the plaid suit when I'm in public.
When I'm in public.
Plaid suit when I'm in public, because I know I can stay with that.
Public. Because I know I can stay with that.
Because I know I can stay with that element. Now that's a.
That element. And it gets a little hard to understand.
That element. Now that's a sort of frivolity. It's just a.
Now, that's a sort of frivolity.
Sort of, frivolity. It's just a window dressing. It doesn't.
It's just window dressing.
Window dressing. It doesn't really speak to my value as an expert.
It really doesn't speak. It doesn't really speak what?
Doesn't really speak to my value as an expert, what have you.
Doesn't really speak to my value as an expert, what have you.
You as an expert, what have you, but people remember it, and the reason.
But people remember it.
Expert, what have you, but people remember it, and the reason I started it was.
And the reason I started it.
And the reason I started it wearing the plaid suits all the time was
started wearing the plaid suits all the time.
Started it wearing the plaid suits all the time was because I wanted meeting planners to have some.
Was because I wanted to have something meeting planners
To have something, a story to tell.
To have a story to tell.
Story to tell, other than just, yeah, he gave a speech featured really good.
Other than, yeah, he gave a speech. The speech was just really good. Let's make sure I heard that right.
He gave a speech featured really good. And so wanted meeting planners to have something, a story to tell, other than just, yeah, he gave a speech featured really good.
Other than, yeah. Other than just.
Yeah, he gave a speech featured really good. Because I wanted meeting planners to have something, a story to tell, other than just, yeah, he gave a speech featured really good.
Other than just. Just. Yeah, he gave a speech. The speech was really good. And then I go J, B, A, E, R. Non-fiction brand podcast episode number 100. Yes, that's right. We are in episode number 100. And that I will take out of italic. And I'll probably go through this and do a little trim later. Then he said something made my jaw drop. I don't know.
It's not just me wearing a plaid. When a meeting planner books me to give a...
All right.
So the way we do it is not give a speech featured really good. And so the way we do it, I don't know if you know this story, DP.
Quote, I don't know if you know this story, DP, comma, DP.
We do it. I don't know if you know this story, DP. So the way we do it is not just...
So the way we do it, comma, it's not just...
The way we do it is not just me wearing a plaid suit, right?
It's not just me wearing a plaid suit.
Not just me wearing a plaid suit, right? And I've got a bunch of them.
Right. And I've got a bunch of them.
When a meeting planner books me to give a presentation,
when a meeting planner books me to give a presentation, comma,
you to give a presentation offline or now online video.
Offline or now online video.
Now online video presentation.
Presentation.
They get a link to a website, and you can go there now if you want. It's
They get a link to a website, and you can go there right now.
It's Dress Jay Baer.
It's DressJayBaer.com.
DressJayBaer.com. DressJayBaer.com. And we built this little app.
We built this little app.
We built this little app, and you can pick out what suit you want me to wear at your.
And you can pick out what suit you want me to wear.
You want me to wear at your event, and then it goes on my calendar, and I make sure to wear that suit.
To wear at your event, and it goes on my calendar.
At your event, and then it goes on my calendar, and I make sure to wear that suit.
And I make sure to wear that suit. So flippin' smart. Hear that? Number 99 and he's got a website that allows event planners to specify what suit he should be wearing when he speaks for the event. So flippin' smart. He told me that by the time the booker had reached that point. All right, so I've got a photo of this. I'm going to look for it. Where is it? It's under book graphics. Jay Baer suits. And there we go. All right, I'm going to have to resize this. Scale image. We're going to say that it's 400. That gets it to 147 DPI, which is not super high res or anything, but c'est la vie. I'm going to write something snarky as a comment. Not snarky, but a little bit of something. Baer.com exists. Here's screenshot. Proof. Too bad. This book is printed in black and white. The colors are amazing. All right, so pick a suit off here. The colors are amazing. Book is printed in black and white. Okay. So I got that in there. I don't think I have any more calls for getting another pull quote. Need graphic. What suit should I wear today? Bingo. All right, so I need to read this whole section. Or actually, I need to add something down here at the bottom. Neil Schaefer. What do we want to say? No, it's 5. There we go. Let's say it again. If you don't own it, it's not yours. Let's go. But your personal brand, including the visual packaging of it. That's, oh, I wonder if I could do 100% yours. So own it, and own it big time. All right. I might center this and then take the leading out. All right, so I'm going to have to read this whole thing afresh, and I think I'm going to do that tomorrow night. So I think that's it for tonight. Yeah, I think so. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, so I want to say thank you very much for watching. I see that there are 2 of you out there, and you haven't said hi yet, or maybe you have and I don't have things set up right. Oh, shush, David.
Thank you very much for watching.
There you go. All right, sorry, I kicked on over to YouTube to see if this was actually going out, and it is. So I'm not going to say anything more about that other than to say thank you for watching, and thank you for putting the pressure on me to actually come down here on a Sunday night to actually work on this book. As I said, this is episode 134 of my Bookward Bound 301-day journey from I should really write a new book to I'm actually getting a new book done. So that means if tonight's 134, I've got 167 days left to go. That's great, because I think I'm at about 110 to 115 pages in on this book already. I plan to have it be about 250, but with photos and stuff like that, it might balloon out to 275 or even 300. That would be cool, because then, any book that's over 100 pages is like, oh, okay, I guess you can call it a book. Any book over 200 pages is, oh, yeah, it's definitely a book. But any book that's closing in or over 300 pages, oh, that's not just a book. That's a mighty tome of wisdom. And that's my goal. I want to write a mighty tome of wisdom. And frankly, because of you, I don't know how good it is, but I know I am. I'm writing the mighty tome of wisdom of which I am actually capable. So there's that. Frankly, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for helping me out with this project. I really do appreciate it. Also, everything I did tonight was all about Jay Baer. Well, guess what? As I said earlier in the podcast, or earlier in the live stream, tonight, he's on this week's Nonfiction Brand podcast, which goes live at 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the U.S., I think. And it'll propagate around the world at the same time, I guess, because it's just posted, right? And you're at whatever time zone you're at. So cool. Pick it up, listen to it. Listen to both episodes 99 and 100, which comes out tomorrow. By the way, celebration, yay! 100 episodes of the Nonfiction Brand podcast. I'm kind of amazed. I hope you are too. But what a great guest to have. I mean, I think Jay Baer is 100% across the board, so I'm really thrilled to have him on my 100th episode of Nonfiction Brand. But he's also on episode 99, so listen to those two in a row, because I think they're worth it. You can get the Nonfiction Brand podcast wherever you get fine podcasts for free. Places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, iHeartRadio, yada, yada, ding dong. Just look up Nonfiction Brand and look for my smiling face in a photograph that looks a little something like the cover of the book right there. See? I'm smiling. It's black and white. And that's exactly what you should be looking for when you get the podcast. So that's it for me tonight. I want to thank you so much again for joining me for Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And so for tonight, I am done. And that's when I say, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.